everyone. I'm Bria Smith in for Brad and Jenny. Thanks for joining us. Coverage you can count on begins with an outpouring of support after the death of former President Jimmy Carter. Carter passed away yesterday afternoon. Atlanta Bureau Chief Archith Seshadri is live at the Carter Center with the latest. Archith?
That's right. It's been exactly 24 hours since news broke of former President Jimmy Carter's death, and now final arrangements are being made by both the White House as well as the Carter Center. Here's what we know at this hour in terms of some of those arrangements. President Joe Biden has declared January the 9th, that is next Thursday, the National Day of Mourning, where he's set to give the eulogy when Mr. Carter will lie in state. Now, we have no details just yet on the public visitation that will take place both here in Atlanta as well as in Washington, D.C. But here at the Carter Center, we've been seeing a lot of people drop off flowers, balloons, even peanuts and candles, paying their one final goodbye to the former 39th President of the United States. Now, the Carter Center, of course, just says instead of flowers, they're expecting or requesting donations, rather, to be made to the Carter Center instead. That was something that Mr. Carter set up in the 1980s after he left office. The Carter Center monitoring elections, eradicating diseases, and helping restore democracy around the world. Georgia Governor Brian Kemp, also expressing his sympathy and support, has issued a state of emergency for the next 2 weeks. That's to deploy resources to Plains, Georgia. They're going to be expecting an influx of visitors as people come by to say one final goodbye there in his hometown of Plains, Georgia. In Plains, he was known as Mr. Jimmy, not necessarily the president, so rooting back to his humble beginnings. He often volunteered with Habitat for Humanity, as well as taught Sunday school at the Maranatha Baptist Church.
Once a president and first lady leave office, usually plans begin at that point, just for safety and security purposes. And plus, they're such a wonderful couple. How could you not just chronologically document their lives? So I think there's this misnomer that people in the South are not very intelligent, and that is a far cry from truth. You can think about President Carter's campaign when they were thinking he was, who's this Southerner, who's this peanut farmer?
Jimmy Carter also had numerous positions in local and state government. He was elected to the Georgia State Senate. He was also a former governor of Georgia, and then making his way to the White House, a one-term president, and he also secured a Nobel Peace Prize in 2002. Many people that we spoke to about Jimmy Carter's legacy say he'll be noted for his humility, his selflessness to the community, as well as compassion to making a difference in the world. Reporting in Atlanta at the Carter Center, Archith, Seshadri, WJBF News Channel 6.